Hey guys, Jason Leno here. I am back finally once again after being sick. It's funny because in a lot of videos I'm always like, I never get sick. I never get sick. La-di-da. It was bound to happen. I kept jinxing myself over and over and over again. And it ultimately finally happened. Not 100%. I still have a bit of a scratch in my throat and a little bit of that awesome phlegm that a lot of us Canadian citizens get during this time of the season. But either way, I wanted to get this quick Q&A up for you guys just to keep things progressing. So without further ado, let's get started. First question. Andrew writes, what's the meaning of life? Honestly, if I knew that, I would probably be a multi-millionaire because there's so many people out there who want to know the meaning of life. Kind of my outlook is just live your life as best you can. Be who you want to be and really don't make the excuses, because in reality, you're your own worst enemy. If you tell yourself you can't do something, you think you can't do something, you're not going to do it. So you might as well just give her hell, swing for the fences, and live life to the fullest. Second question. Wayne writes, WAGS Q&A. I'm assuming you mean what's Q&A, Wayne? I'll let you go with that one. But what's Q&A? Well, it is question and answer. That's what this video is all about. Question 3. Edgar writes, how long to recoup after a big lift and how long to rest between sets? Well, honestly, Edgar, it all depends on what you really did in your big lift. Now, if you did an all-out max, it's probably going to take a little bit longer to recoup. And the reality is, there's not going to be a specific time. For example, when I did my meet, and I just did all 3 of my main lifts, more or less all out, it took me probably about 2.5 weeks before I felt 100%. My joints were achy. My hands felt like I could hardly squeeze the bar. Like, it was not the best feeling. Biggest thing here is don't go all out all the time. Now, there are people who do a lot of the, Bulgarian style, which is fine, but when it comes to an all-out grinder max, it's really going to do a lot of damage to your CNS. Well, I wouldn't even say damage, but it's going to do a lot against your CNS, and you should just more or less deload and just go to lighter weights and go from there. If not, just take some time off and go by feel. Now, when it comes to rest between sets, honestly, I'm kind of like that powerlifter aspect. Just, rest as long as you need. Now, if you're trying to, potentially do a lot of hypertrophy work or lose weight quicker, things like that, 2 minutes tops. But when it comes to like the big compound movements, unless you're in like a pinch for time, just take the time you need. You know when you're ready, and you know when you're ready to push, pull, or press as much weight as you can. Question 4. Tyler writes, what did you want to be when you grow up? And he actually has another question, but we'll start with that one. So when I was a little kid, I had so many different ideas. I wanted to be many things. I wanted to be a police officer. I wanted to be like, a wrestler, WWE. There was even a point where I didn't want to work, and I was convinced I was going to make a money machine. Finding out when I'm older that's considered illegal. I'm glad I didn't try that. But for the most part, I kind of jumped around a lot, and closer to the end of my, we'll see, childhood, I did fall in love with trade work, like construction, things of that nature, and that's kind of the path I've chosen to take currently. So I can't really complain. Is this the end-all be-all kind of lifestyle? Don't really know, but we'll have to see. Second part of the question, What muscle groups should you pair up when strength training? Honestly, Tyler, that's a great question because you got dozens of answers. It all depends on what you're trying to achieve because just for a small example, you have your push-pull legs, you have your bodybuilding split, you have your, full body workout split, you have your powerlifting, your CrossFit, just the works. But from my end of the spectrum, I like to work antagonistic muscles. So if I'm going to be doing a bench day, I'm going to be throwing in some back and some rear delts. And the reason why I want to do that is because honestly, it just kind of keeps a healthy balance. We've all, well, not maybe all of us, but the majority of us go to a gym. You'll see those guys who all they do is bench, and you'll kind of see their shoulders rolled forward. That's because all they're doing is causing a lot of tension in their pectoral muscles, which is pulling their shoulders forward because their rear delts and back is essentially weak. So that's why you want to be able to work those muscles. That, and in reality, when it comes to strength, it's kind of priming the secondary muscles as well to do those main movements, because in compound movements, it's not just the pecs, it's also back, shoulders, triceps, etc. So that's another reason why I like to kind of just do antagonistic muscles, or well, a little bit of the opposites within my training. That's the way I just kind of have a healthy balance. Now, last question of the night is from Miranda, and that is, besides going to the gym, what's your other hobbies? That's actually kind of a funny question. I don't really have any other hobbies, I'll be honest. My life is kind of just a mash of everything, more or less. Besides going to the gym, that's what I would consider my main hobby and, well, passion. I mostly just work and hang out with friends and just do the general, I guess, young adult stuff, right? I have we'll dip into my life for the most part. I have 2 jobs. One is a maintenance job at Blue Mountain Resorts, and then the other is a general contractor. So I build houses, more or less. Well, not houses per se, but I do a lot of renovations. So like we'll redo your kitchens, redo your bathrooms, build decks, build additions, the works. That's kind of majority of my life, and it consumes pretty much my week. So for the most part, I do my training at night, pretty late at night. And in fact, I even kind of do this late at night all the time. But other than YouTube and fitness, I do try to play some video games. I hang out with friends. I'm a bit of a socialite. I spend a lot of time with my girlfriend and our zoo of pets we have here. And that's kind of mostly it. I'm not really the most exciting person. I don't really travel a lot. I don't really get up to anything new or fancy. I just kind of keep to my chaotic structure of a life and go from there. But guys, that's the video. It's a little bit of a shorter Q&A, but honestly, I can't complain because, like I say, I do these videos pretty late at night and I probably should be getting to bed. But either way, I always appreciate the questions, so feel free to drop as many below as you want. And honestly, the more you guys do it, the more I'll be able to do this with you. But either way, enough rambling. Just do me the favor, go down below, drop me some comments, because I love to hear what you have to say. And also hit that like, share, and subscribe to spread that love, and I will see you next time.